Hey, Video Diary. These are two pictures that were given to me tonight by someone who came to my jazz floor show. She handed me this envelope with these in there. Man, I hung out tonight with my nephew, my niece, a bunch of Forrest's friends, people that I've become friends with. Another young guy who is a kind of guitar student and honorary nephew of mine, with his father and his mom, and then just the general audiences of people coming to see work. Everybody was there except him. And it's the first time I played with my group since he died, because the last time I played was so caught up with him somehow. I'm able to enjoy the performance, live every song. I wasn't thinking about him or being depressed or angry. But afterward, hugging all of his friends, there's just not a good answer. There's not a good answer. Or maybe I'm just not wanting to hear the answer. One of his friends approached me and we talked for a few minutes, and my second question was like, did you ever shoot up or do drugs with my son? And he said no. He came on the scene after that, I guess, period was over the first time. But he couldn't imagine that Forrest was on it again. And he was at the show last year. But he explained a few things to me that it's complicated. He lost people. It's got a lot of layers. I asked, like, well, doesn't it have a lot to do with like what you choose? Like, just you make a stupid choice like that to use this shit. Does that count for any of it? And I don't know him well, so I studied him for his answer, and he relayed that there are multiple components that tend to work together, work against you, work together against you. It was so sweet, this show, powerful, and that he's never ever going to experience any of that. And I kind of thought, like, maybe I killed him, just by being me, just by wanting so much and pushing so hard on everything and pushing myself. Maybe that's too much. don't know. I didn't think it was. It might have nothing to do with me. It might have only a little bit to do with me. There was a couple that they found on a highway dead in their car from stupid heroin, and their 3 kids in the back. It made the national news, and their parents, who are my age, were on camera talking, and the father said no one stuck a needle in their arm, that they did this to themselves over and over and over again, and that they deserve some of the credit. There shouldn't just be like a pass because it's a disease. I was glad he said that for some reason. Just in my gut, I was just glad he said it. Because it's just too easy to say it's a disease. And maybe it's too easy to say that you're just a fucking asshole, an idiot for doing this shit. Maybe that's too easy. And maybe the truth is not just somewhere in between, but fully both. Either way, if you're doing this stuff, you are dead. Maybe 1 in 100 or 1,000 get out. People I talk to, it's scary. And it's just nothing but a hollow, empty disgust. And when I see my beautiful family, my young nephew, niece, and how beautiful they are, and how beautiful he was, and his friends, so fucking cool, and he's not there. I am, I guess, not ashamed to a place where I don't interact with these people to show them my compassion and my truth, my, just honesty with them or whatever, having a few laughs. But I am ashamed, or I don't know, disgraced. I feel like the grace that I had is gone. And I don't buy into, maybe grace is something, it's supposed to be bestowed upon you by God, some outside thing. It's more that just my happiness, my happy place is kind of gone with this. And what's left is like the need to work at what I'm doing. I don't even know if I need to. I don't even know if I want to. I just know that I keep doing it, and that must mean I value it, which is the same way I feel about it what a junkie does. Like, you keep moving towards that and doing it, that's what you value. Last thought, I went into that stupid rabbit hole of listening to other junkies and drug addicts and homeless people that are on heroin talk on YouTube, because everybody's doing the interviews with them. I did not find one person I felt wasn't full of shit, which is just it demonstrates to me how full of shit you have to be to do this. Like how you do not realize, you do not understand your place in the world, what you are, which is you're not a separate thing. You're part of a fungus. You're connected. You're not on an island. You'd be dead. If someone dropped you off on an island, you'd be dead in 4 days. Most like any one of these guys would be. Guys and girls. They're fucked up. And some of them are intelligent by just their brain, but the way that they use their brain is very unintelligent because they use it for their post hoc rationalizations of why what they're doing is the best that they can do, and there's no one to help them, and this is what they'd want, and they're just all full of shit. And they know it. You know, I need to be a good brother, a good uncle, a good husband, a good son, a good... And you know that they'll never do it. And it's because of heroin. And all I can do, what I'm getting is there's this thing where you just accept it as a disease. And you're like, oh, they're suffering from this terrible disease. Which it probably is, but why does it turn you into such a piece of shit, such an asshole? Such a give-upper, a person who has given up. I don't know why that makes me so upset. It's like, I guess because I think the world needs us all. You know, it needs us. It needed Forrest. And to die in his room by himself shooting heroin for his own fucking whatever movie is unacceptable to me. And yet, that's what he did, and that's what I'm left with. So I'm either going to hate him forever, forgive him for having a disease that he couldn't control, which I don't believe, or I don't accept. And I don't find the evidence to compel me to believe such a thing, even though there is pressure to do so. Or I should say, like, in people's desire to explain this. And yeah, I mean, of course, there's a physical component in the way that people act and what they need the drug for. And then you hear, you know, that the heroin detox doesn't kill anybody. It doesn't kill anybody. But junkies kill people with their stupidity all the time. And themselves, dying in dumpsters. It's like, what the fuck are you? An animal? What the fuck are you? That you would shoot up, not know where you are, what you're doing. Ugh. Yeah, I was listening to some lectures on the disgust, somebody who studies disgust. And that was very interesting. All right, I gotta go.